Mike's Daily Podcast.
Hello, well, it's Mike Matthews. Welcome to Mike's Daily Podcast.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Somewhere in Podcastro Valleyton, the last place on earth. It's Mike Matthews, and I am full of mirth. It's episode 2664. I've done Mike's Daily Podcast a lot, and I'm going to do it some more. So I hope you like it. You know what? I could tell you.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
We may see Madame Rootabega, and Valentino, the parking attendant, and Bison Bentley.
Mike's
This podcast.
Daily
Very good probability.
Podcast.
Good probability.
Yeah!
A good possibility of that happening. It's good to be here. I'm in a good mood because things worked correctly in a couple ways today. It's also National Dog Day, and I will always remember the great Basil the Boxer, the dog that I miss oh so much. He shows up in every podcast, and we love him so much. In the great beyond, hopefully he's chasing crows or bats or whatever he liked to. He chased all kinds of things. Oh, occasionally a deer, other dogs. No cats, though. In fact, cats would come up to him and smack him in the face. He didn't care for cats in that respect. But now I own a cat. I have Rocky the cat. He's doing good. You know, he has this... We put this harness on him so he can go around in the backyard and not run off and get eaten by a coyote. Because, unfortunately, that happens a lot in Podcastro Valley. So... he has a harness, a very long leash, and he goes all around the backyard, and there's all kinds of little bushes and things he can investigate. Well, he comes into the house today, and I notice he doesn't have his harness. He got out. He Harry Houdini'd me. He got out, and he's walking around, da-da-da-da-da, look what I did. But at least he came back. He didn't go away.
And here's today's podcast picture.
He was sitting on the porch the very next day. And that was such a fun segment of The Muppet Show, wasn't it? They reenacted that song, and I think that's on YouTube. For you to check out, the podcast picture is not of Rocky or the late great Basil the Boxer, although we will feature pictures of them very soon. It is of a beautiful trellis. Yes, a trellis. Liss. Over there in Piedmont at the big cemetery there in Oakland. And I was walking around there a week ago. It's such a beautiful spot. I took the late great Basil the Boxer there. Yes. We had some wonderful moments walking around that towards the end of his life. It was kind of he and I thinking about what was coming up, the great beyond, getting all dark and deep. And that's what we all do. We all have to think about it at some point. What's going to happen? We don't live forever, did you know? The mortal coil gets shooken off, and things happen, and we're not so sure about the great beyond. And that's where some of you are very devout in your beliefs of what's in the great beyond.
MTV News. You hear it first.
Yo, the Mike Kid.
So I'll leave that to you to express yourself. Perhaps you're a pastor, a preacher. I've known a lot of pastors, I've known a lot of preachers. I knew a couple of priests.
The Micropedia in Zanica.
I've said hi to, I've seen a couple Sikhs in the area where I work in Fremont. And there are a lot there, so I will see them from time to time crossing the street, and I wave. But yes, no other rabbis. I've met some rabbis. I don't have any rabbi friends, which is sad. What a sad admission.
Mike's absolutely useless review.
You know what it is? Apparently they have not only webmasters,
Matthews News.
they have web mistresses. And today is National Web Mistress Day, if you're listening to this on the 26th. National Women's Equality Day. We talked about that last podcast. And National Cherry Popsicle Day. We got into that too. Cherry popsicles. Oh, so delicious. A bit sticky though. What is that? After you eat one, oh my. You can't get rid of the popsicle stick because it's fused to your hand. It's ridiculous. And if you're listening to this on the 27th, which is very possible.
For your entertainment, the one, the only, Mike Matthews.
It is National Peach Day, so they're very prevalent everywhere. It's also World Rock, Paper, Scissors Day, for those of you who like to play that or use that to decide huge life decisions. Let's just rock, paper, scissors it.
Mike rips someone a new one.
And it is National Just Because Day. I love you just because. I love you just because. Just because I do. And darling, ooh, it's Anita Baker, baby, yeah. I love you. Recipe Day. Recipe Day. Recipe of the day. Nope. Don't know what that is. Okay. Oh, this also has a recipe of the day.
What's the cliche of the week? What's the cliche of the week? What's the cliche of the week? What's the cliche of the week?
National Peach Day. Let's see. It only takes 15 minutes to make. Okay, you need peaches. Oh, what a shock. Cut into chunks. Then you...
What's the cliche of the week? What's the cliche of the week? What's the cliche of the week? What's the cliche of the week?
Because then you also need the food processor. And then here it says you chill until cold. And you need to use a non-reactive mixing bowl. Okay. But first you have to place the peaches, water, and juice in a medium saucepan over medium heat. Oh, and you also need lemon juice and vanilla. What is it with vanilla extract and lemon juice needed in so many recipes of this type? Oh, and you need sour cream as well, and whipping cream, and white sugar. By the way, I'm going to be hanging out with a couple of big recipe type people that love to make all kinds of things like this and whatnot. Tomorrow, my lovely lady friend is going to be graduating from yoga class school, yoga teacher school. She's going to be teaching some yoga classes. Well, she's going to try and use it in her therapy practice as we go outside a cafe anyway, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro, Valentino, the last place on earth.
Oh my gosh!
The bottom of the chart.
Pretty good goddamn songs that never made it on the radio because people didn't think they were worth it. But you know what? They come back up and people start playing them, and it's like, oh, where'd that come from?
Anyway, I know some of the people there that are going to be at this graduation are big bakers. They love to cook things that are delicious. So if you do as well, congratulations. And hey, here's something I'd like to share with you. This is somebody saw this on Nextdoor.
First of all, I just want to thank everyone for joining us here on this show. This is great.
News random.
And this apparently was found on Nextdoor by a friend of mine. And it reads the following. I need someone to come to my house in the morning and take my dog for a walk. Hey, it's National Dog Day. Once the dog has pooped several times, you may return to my home. This is when I will need you to start a pot of coffee and cook some eggs and toast. After bringing breakfast to me in bed, no later than 7:15 a.m., I will need you to wake my 2 teenage, 1 adult sons and get them ready for school and gaming for the big boy. They like sandwiches and Capri Suns. You will then drive the 2 younger ones to school. We are a part of a carpool, so you will be picking up 2 other kids along the way Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. They must be to their schools on time.
Ridiculous random posts. Wow, Shuts, wow.
In the Bay Area, apparently. You should have time to stop at McDonald's go ahead and grab a hash brown and coffee for yourself because we're just getting started. Once the kids have been dealt with, rush back to my house and start on laundry and household chores. Once I know you want this job. Once the inside is done, you'll be cleaning the pool and hot tub. I'm usually out of bed by this time, so you will help me into the shower. I'm comfortable with you seeing me naked, so don't be shy. While I shower, you should be planning what I'll be wearing that day. Anything is okay because I don't leave the house much these days. Once I'm dressed, go ahead and take a 15-minute break. Daytime tasks include getting the mail, answering the phone, and basic mundane busy work. The kids walk home from school unless it's raining and will be wanting snacks, i.e. ramen or cinnamon toast. What? They're eating ramen when they come home from school? These must be big kids. I'm sorry, ramen is not the healthiest. It's a big carb overload, usually. I mean, if you're eating a lot of noodles. I guess there's some good things in the ramen itself that may be less unhealthy. But cinnamon toast? Don't worry about the big guy. He just smokes weed and plays video games all day and has a fridge filled with Mountain Dew and Twinkies. He likes them cold. You will have to restock the mini fridge every other day. I have most groceries delivered, so you dodged a bullet there. But they will need to be put away using the FIFO technique, which is first in, first out. I don't like moldy food. If you haven't yet started to prepare dinner, now is a good time. We love hot dogs on white bread with a pickle, of course you do, and sweet tea.
Mike's scavenger hunt.
After that, and that has the calories. You know, when I lived in the South, and the only thing that could quench your thirst with the hot heat was sweet tea. No, not even Mountain Dew would work. It had to be sweet tea. And there was so much sugar in it. And I got out of the South just in time. And I was trying to drink the stevia sweetened tea, which we know all about what a stevia does to you now. So that wasn't any better. After dinner, just help the young ones with their homework before plopping them in front of the TV. Doesn't matter what's on. They'll literally watch anything. I guess that's about it. If I forgot anything, I'll let you know. Oh, and the pay is $16.50 an hour. That is minimum wage, basically, here in the Bay Area. Hope to hear from qualified candidates soon. Wow. That was on Nextdoor, everybody. Why can't we be friends? Dang. So, I don't know. Parts of that seem like it's real. It's believable. It's pathetic, but it's believable. Wow. And one other thing I'd like to share with you in the world of news. And you've heard about Kim Kardashian's net worth hitting $1.7 billion because of that shapewear. Shapewear. That wasn't something when we were kids. I would put on a little weight being a kid that ate a lot of ramen, and or it was something akin to ramen. Maybe it was just mac and cheese, I don't know. But I would get a little overweight, so my mom could have slapped some shapewear on me, and I would have been fine. So Kim Kardashian's got Skims, and that apparently is her big breakthrough, is Skims. Because everyone thinks Kim Kardashian looks the way she does because she wears Skims. It's now worth $4 billion, and she has a 35% stake in it. So her net worth is now $1.7 billion. So she ranks third on the Forbes list on the richest women celebrities in America. Number 1 and number 2 are Oprah and Rihanna. Then, let's see, the other interesting thing, YouTube is removing cancer treatment misinformation that contradicts well-established guidance from health officials about topics like COVID-19, reproductive health, cancer, and harmful substances, among others. I had my channel discontinued for a week. They shut it down. Well, they kept it up, but I couldn't load anything to it.
Oh, yeah.
Because I had a topic where I discussed ballot harvesting. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know. I keep hearing about it. And it is an issue. It is a topic. It is a thing. And it needs to be discussed. Because there's all kinds of, okay, somebody stops by your house. Hey, you don't need to walk that down to the local election facility where the ballot, where you don't have to mail this in. I will take it down there. I'll take care of this for you because you have such a busy life driving the kids to McDonald's and getting them ramen and making sure they're playing their video games and watching anything on TV. So I'll take care of that. That is a form of ballot harvesting. But because I brought it up and because I think I named the podcast Harvest, it got shut down. I got a strike against me, and I couldn't upload anything to my YouTube channel. So YouTube tries to be careful. Twitter tried to be careful. Some will say too careful. Now that's not the case. Now it's X, and now anything goes. If your iPhone can't store more than 80% of a charge, it may be time to get your battery replaced. The battery replacement is free if you have Apple Care Plus. If you don't have the program, that's the battery costs anywhere from $69 to $99. But still, that is way cheaper than a new phone. This all from Rob Black. I produce his podcast.
The Newsbleed section.
Some very cool topics that he discovers. He's also on a local TV show, a station, Cron. He's on a local radio station, KDOW. So here in the Bay Area. And passing that along to you. Look who is here. Hello, Michael Master. It's Madame Rootabega, and I like to wear that shapewear clothing. Oh! Are you wearing it now? Yes. Are you wearing a hat? Yes. That's not a toupee? No. Okay. It's a hat. It's a hat. It's a hair hat. I'm a little confused. But Madame Rootabega, thank you for joining us today. It's great to see you. Thank you, Michael Matthew. It's always great to see you too. Ooh. Ooh. Uh-huh. And I'm not sure what that perfume is you're wearing, but it's rather strong. Yes, it is.
Baloney.
Sorry, I blacked out for a second. It is way too strong. Look who else is here.
Hello there, Mike. This is Valentino, the parking attendant.
And this is Bison Bentley. Do you know that?
Mike, all of that stuff was fascinating, and I'd like to build a trellis next to the parking lot booth there.
Yeah, parking back bit. Do you know that? The parking lot boot. Yes, please do. You can go ahead and do that. But you know what? Before you do that, it's time now to bring a segment called Let's Go Back with Matthews.
Let's go back with Matthews.
It's pretty interesting.
What in the world was that about?
Because I will be busy tomorrow with this wonderful graduation I'm going to. And I'm also going to see my friend Owen Welsh, and his lovely wife, and I've not seen them in a long time. In fact, when you hear that Welsh on the World thing that I sometimes play, that's because of him. He used to do a little segment called Welsh on the World. I also, by the way, a week ago when I did see that Trellis at the Piedmont Cemetery, I also took a drive with my lovely lady friend over to the brewery that my friend Kevin works at, Almanac Brewing, and he used to do a segment called Addendum with Kevin. And if you listen to the last podcast, you will hear little bits of those intros to those segments. I think also someone I know named Kathy. We had Kathy's Corner. She used to do a segment. I threw all those in just to sort of remember some of the past segments we've done on this podcast, some of the fun little intros that I've created over the years. But because we've been doing this for quite a while, it is time now for Let's Go Back with Matthews. We're going to go back even further Beyond when this podcast started, circa 2009, beyond meat, beyond that, the great beyond, and into 20 years ago, somewhere around 2003, 2002, and I was married then, and my then wife, her dad, was friends with this guy named Dano. And then there was this other Daryl. Dano had a friend named Daryl, and I would have them come on to the radio station. And I worked at a station called K-Hay, and at night we would get a little crazy. And I don't think you hear this kind of thing on the radio anymore. So this is why I shared this with you on this podcast, Mike's Daily Podcast. So I hope you enjoy it. So here is a little bit, 20 years ago, of some of the craziness that we were doing. I think we called it Freaky Friday. All these people in here, we're going to find out who all these people are in just a moment. Because it is the You Gotta Be Kidding Me talent show, 650 K. It's Kentucky Headhunters. Let's all go down. Oh boy. We're live. All right, we're live. That is George Strait, I Hate Everything on 100.7 KHAY. We have some guests here tonight.
Oh boy, we're having fun tonight.
We have Daryl and Dano with us.
The DMD Roadshow. Hey, live new color, folks. We're here.
And at 11 o'clock tonight, Lone Star tickets are playing at the Ventura Theater on December 5th. We also have Lynn, and is it... Linda. Lynn and Linda.
A couple of elves in here.
Lilywater.
Lilywater.
And they're doing a big thing. Now, you're doing something October 24th. Are you doing something this weekend, too, by the way?
Yes, we are. Every third Sunday, we have a gig.
Where are you playing at?
We're playing at the Art Barn, which is 856 East Thompson Boulevard, between 2 and 6 p.m. It's really fun time.
Cool.
Look at all these people. You know these people, Dano, Suzanne Paris.
Oh, yes, I do know.
J. Peter Bowles, Alan Thornhill, all these great
that's
local
for the
musicians.
following weekend.
Oh, that's that's Sunday. That's October 24th, sorry.
24th,
Right.
Sunday.
But the Lilywater Hayride is this Sunday, and the other bands playing besides Lilywater are the Whiskey Chimps and the What Me Worry
the
Jug Band.
Chimps are playing.
Yeah.
Stan's the man. Stan and Mark Parson playing in there, too. That's my buddy,
Those guys
too.
got it happening.
Yeah.
Wow. And
I want to hear him do Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah. Chimp style.
That's right.
Yeah. We also
I want to
have
hear the
Hillary.
monkey style Chimp Bohemian.
Okay. We also have Hillary on the line. How's it going, Hillary?
Good. How about you?
Good. And you're having a party over there in
Hi,
Pyro.
Hillary.
She's our Twilight.
Yeah, I'm having it
Oh, she's a
somewhere.
giggler.
I'm at my friend Chelsea's house.
That's the K-Hay Twilight Patrol, or we like to call it Giggle.
The Giggle
Land.
Box on wheels.
The Giggle Land over there. And that sounds like fun. Does anybody feel musical right now?
Yeah.
Do you think? Or should we wait a little while till we feel musical? Oh my gosh. It's KHAY.
Everything's all good. It's all good.
Wow, that was beautiful.
I thought we'd have a battle of the bands tonight.
We can have anything you want, sweetheart.
It's a little friendly camaraderie. No, wait, competition.
Yes.
I'm sorry the place is a mess, everybody.
It's okay.
Here at the K-Hay Center.
It's comfortable.
Chilled cheeseburgers.
Oh, man, I cooked him up a nice little dinner tonight, barbecuing it.
I haven't had a chance to eat it because we've had 8 million people come in here
That's
tonight.
okay. It's good for you when you need it.
So what we got, show us your talent at 650 K-Hay because it's the You Gotta Be Kidding Me talent show. And the Laugh Factory. We have Laugh Factory tickets for that.
Cool. Laugh Factory.
That was a happy little song. Play that again. Play a little more with the happy flute. That's Lynn on the flute, Linda on the mandolin. So happy.
When I drink whiskey. I like to get on my horse. I like to ride really fast.
That's right.
I like to run and jump a couple fences. And then take my new CD player and blast it in my ears. And what you're gonna hear is this song. I hope I don't play it wrong, because I've never played it before. Until today, when I rolled around in the hay. Because today is Friday on Santa Fe Cafe.
I really like those lyrics, Daryl. That was
Daryl
nice.
just,
Thank
he's
you.
phenomenal when it comes to that.
What'd I say?
Oh, it's a Clint Black song now because it's Where Are You Now? And this is what happens when the lights go out here at the cafe. Where is everybody? 650-K.
Where are you now? Do. Wow. Yeah, that happened live on the radio. We didn't plan anything. They just showed up. Everybody just showed up. And I had to somehow engineer everything and talk to people and get callers on the air. And wow. Yes. Radio. That's when it was interesting, wasn't it? So interesting. Okay. Let's go back a little bit further. About 10 years before that. Actually to 1989. And I have a feeling we may hear a Roxette song because they were big in 89.
It was really weird.
Ooh. Let's see.
Take off the Nocturnal Express, shall we? Yeah, we're putting along here, chugging along. And if you got a request, give me a call, 965-9797. I'll put it on for you. And tell me what you're doing, okay? I want to know.
Con-Can. That was a band called Con-Can. Mm-hmm. And that's an early Mike. That's Mike Matthews circa 1989, so I'm in my 20s. I think I just turned 20. Maybe I was 21. I forget. Oh my gosh. Was Not Was. I met Don Was from Was Not Was years later because he got into country music. He was producing country songs. And I went to a special party that had Garth Brooks, Susie Boggess, and Was Not Was, that Don Was walking around. Very nice guy. Crazy hair. Crazy hair.
It's after midnight on Y97.
Oh, yes, it certainly is. Hello, I'm Mike Matthews. I'm sitting in for Guy Gooden tonight, and we are having fun. We've got lots of great stuff coming up this hour, including Bon Jovi, Born to Be My Baby, Bobby Brown, Roni, and Roll With It with Steve Winwood. Right now, we've got Sade, Never As Good As the First Time. If you got a request, give me a call, 965-9797.
Oh, if you are a Gen Zer or a millennial, you need to go get yourself some Sade. Please, right now. Oh, that's Chicago. That's when Chicago got all rockin'. Like they were doing all the power ballads in the 80s. In the 70s, they were like this jam band with the cool horn section and Peter Cetera. And then they started having all these hit songs, doing ballads. They worked with David Foster. I got to meet David Foster for the first time this year, actually. But yes, a lot of people blame David Foster for taking Chicago that commercial rock direction. And here is, I think this is also a David Foster produced composition, or was definitely inspired by his stuff. And this is after Peter Cetera left. I think it was Bill Champlin was saying this one.
KHGY 197, that's the latest from Chicago, and you're not alone. Hello, I'm Micah Matthews. How are you doing? We'll be talking with Susie and Liz, the partying twins, in just a little bit. You might want to hang around with that dynamic conversation with the two of them. It's just something you don't want to miss, okay? On this partying after midnight, Sunday morning, whatever you want to call it. It's purgatory, okay? Here's the system.
Pay attention, how you listening? Hey, you're my baby.
Oh, the system.
KHGY 187, the latest from Bobby Brown and Roni, his follow-up to My Prerogative. Hello, I'm Mike Matthews, the Y97 substitute DJ, and as promised, we are talking with Susie and Liz, the partying twins. And I can't really tell you two apart. Which one's Susie and which one's Liz?
I'm Susie. I'm Liz.
I can tell you two apart so well. I think Susie has more of a more resonant tone, and Liz is more of a happy-go-lucky tone.
Oh.
I don't know how I figured that out, but it kind of seems like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Anyway, here's Peter Gabriel.
Oh, Shock the Monkey by Peter Gabriel. Why don't you monkey with your monkey? Huh? Yeah, it's part of that song. And then a few years after that, and we'll wrap it up with this, in the 90s, 92, I was working for a station that was starting to play classic rock. That name was starting to get coined around then. And this station, it was called The Bus, and it got started as an oldies station. But by oldies, they meant basically 50s and 60s. So shoo-wop, Motown, a lot of the rockabilly, your Richie Valens, Elvis Presley, all that stuff. And then it was turning into more of a classic rock station. So we were playing Led Zeppelin, The Who, Moody Blues, Janis Joplin, and then we were playing a little bit of 80s, 70s rock, and now you've got all these classic rock stations everywhere these days. But this was an early attempt at trying to do this type of format, and I was probably about 24, 25 around here, and playing this music.
It is difficult when you work in an office building and you lose the bathroom. If you want to be in camera, 6'4". Good question. How long? Also, Buena Lanes.
Oh, Ace.
6.7. Yes, you Catholic girls start much too late. But that's okay. More than all these of us, 96.7 and Mike Matthews asking you to stick it and win with the bus sticker. We got the brand new bus bumper sticker out. You can pick it up at Al's Photography on 6th Street in downtown Oxnard. Also, Buena Lanes off Walker Street in Ventura, and LA Workout on the corner of Lewis Road and Las Posas in Camarillo. For more information, call us at 1-800-339-9670 or 644-BUSS. This is Ace. Good question. How long?
Paul Carrick.
5603.
He's the best singer ever. I love Paul Carrick.
Commercial sales offering.
Oh, it's John Cowsill.
1988. If you want,
he was related to the Cowsill band. Nice guy. He's still alive, thank God.
And at 6:23, it's Christina Clark with news and information on the bus. Let me press the button here.
How you doing, Mike? Are you holding up?
I'm holding up.
You know, since we lost the bathroom key, we're kind of having problems here.
It is difficult when you work in an office building and you lose the bathroom key.
Well, after the news, I'll go in there and see if I can pick the lock.
I'll keep looking while you're doing this.
Well, speaking of water, forecast.
More than oldies, the Buzz 96.7 Human League. Don't you want me? Mike Matthews sitting in for Scotty Johnson this morning. We'll have Christina Clark with news and information right after this.
Tired of the fast food?
98.
It's 6:50 at the Buzz. And some music. It's 6:50 on the Buzz 96.7. Mike Matthews sitting in for Scotty Johnson with Christina Clark. News and information. And Christina, we have found the bathroom key.
Yes, we found the key.
Life is much better, isn't it?
We don't have to panic anymore.
Of course, us guys don't have to worry about it.
And I thought I was going to have to go Japanese style out in the front of the building, but I didn't have to do that.
At 46 degrees outside.
Yeah. Good morning, Mike. News and information is brought to you by Community Memorial.
Ah, that's awesome. You know, she got me a job at KHA, and that takes us back. We go full circle because the first thing I played you was from KHA. So, wow, I sound so different now, don't I? Not really. A little bit. But back then I was talking more like this, like I was Mr. News Suave guy. Hi, in the morning. Look what time it is. Oh, it's 30 minutes before the hour. It's or 5:30, whatever you're looking at. Thank you and good morning. Well, that's pretty much it. We're turning into an old-timey radio station there, and I didn't mean to do that. So let's just say thank you for listening to Mike's Daily Podcast. If you would like to chime in about anything we covered today, perhaps you listened to one of those radio stations or a station similar to that back in the day, or you missed that type of radio, or you don't miss that type of radio, let me know. 510-228-4640, and with more ways to reach me, it's A-Frame.
Will you shut ups? Liberty Nation Freedom Phone for All.
Paul Carrick is the best singer ever.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MikesDailyPodcast.com. Email Mike now at MikesDailyPodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.